G'day, Cara here from Speedwerx. Speedwerx is Australia's leading supplier and manufacturer of tube benders. We make it all down here in Picton. So today we're here to unbox a Model 2 manual bender and put it together and show you how it's done. So get this box here open. See how it comes. One box. The whole bender's in there as a kit form. So you should have in here a set of instructions. First up, we'll go through as we do it. You've got your main handle assembly with the ratchet arm already attached to it. Got the main frame lower plate. The main frame upper plate, this pair of drive arms, little bag of goodies there, and then all the pins and the main bolts for the assembly. And underneath, don't forget, down the bottom is the degree ring under the piece of cardboard. Make sure you grab that out and don't throw it in the bin. Alright, so just run through these parts so we know what they all are. We've got the two main frame bolts with the crush tubes that separate the two main frame bolts. The two drive arm bolts with the crush tubes to separate them. The main die pivot pin, which is a 1-inch diameter pin. Two backing block pins, which are 7/8 diameter pins, a large drive pin and a small drive pin. In our bag of goodies, we've got the lower bushing, shaft collar, should be 2 M8 bolts, 2 M8 nuts, 4 M8 washers, your 3/4 flat washers, 4 of those, 4 1/2-inch flat washers, your 1-inch circlip, 3 7/8-inch circlips, and a 3/4-inch circlip. And last thing, the drive arms in the cardboard. Speedwerx benders now come as a textura finish powder coat, which is a really hard wearing powder coat finish, and they look pretty nice when they're all assembled in the silver and the black. So that's the main components of the bender. So now we're going to start putting one together. Before we put the bender together, I'm just going to quickly mention the stand. So we do have an optional stand for the bender. You can buy it as a combo deal with the bender and stand, or you can just buy the bender by itself. So here we go. Step 1, put the bender together.
Place the main frame plates on top of the stand with the orientation so that the plate with the sticker on it is on top of the other plate. The stand top plate is profiled the same as the end of the main plates, and the 2 holes at the end of the plates line up with the stand holes.
Those holes there all line up. Alrighty. Step 2.
Insert a large flat washer onto each of the 3/4 by 7.5-inch UNC bolts. Lift the top bender plate up and insert 1 bolt through the 2 end hole. Place the 1-inch OD zinc plated tube over the bolt. Insert the bolt through the lower main plate and the stand. Fit 1 large washer to the bolt, followed by a 3/4-inch UNC nylock nut. Nip up the nut until approximately 1 turn from being tight.
that basically holds the main frame up. Step 3.
Place the 1-inch shaft collar onto the 1-inch OD raw tube and lock it off approximately 15 to 20 mil from one end. Insert the tube into the handle pivot bushing from the bottom side of the handle.
Okay, so grab the handle. So if you're standing behind the bender like this is the bottom side. You slide that one up through the bushed hole there, and then we're ready to actually put that into the bender. Step 4.
Fit the handle assembly to the main frame by inserting the pivot tube between the main frame plates and secure into place with the second 3/4 by 7.5 inch UNC bolt, washers and nylock nut. Nip the 2 bolts so that they are holding the frame steady, but so there is still a little bit of movement to allow for alignment.
So when you're putting this in, you want to stand on the back side of the bender, so the stickers are facing away from you, and then have the ratchet facing away from you, and that orientates the handle correctly. Put your other nut washer on. So we left that a little bit loose so you can still align the main plates properly.
Insert the main lower bushing into the lower main plate at the opposite end to the handle.
It just goes in there, no grease, nothing, just sits in there. Basically allows the drive arm plate to have some clearance below the main plate. Step 6.
Fit the 5 machined pins with the corresponding size circlips. Drop the 1-inch diameter die pivot pin into the frame and also the 2 long 7-inch diameter backing block pins into the holes on the main frame. Check to ensure the frame is square and that these pins can be freely removed and inserted once the main frame is firmly done up tight.
One in there, so that'll do. And basically just want to eyeball up the frame. Make sure that pins slide in nice and easy. And then we can nip up the main frame. Just by the by, we've just got this stand here. Normally it's mounted to our display base. Normally you have that bolted down to your concrete slab, nice and secure. Bear in mind when you position the bender that you need a fair bit of room around it to be able to swing the handle. Once it extends right out, you do need a fair bit of space. Plus, don't forget that you've got your material coming through from the back of the bender. 7.
Remove the die pivot pin and place the 2 drive arms into the main frame and reinsert the die pivot pin to hold in place. The 4 drive holes in the drive arms should be orientated so that they are closest to the main frame and correspond to the relief in the main frame.
So you can see the 4 drive holes in the arms. There's a relief cut in the main frame there. So you want to orientate the drive arms around so that relief is there. You sit down there for now. Step 8.
Lift the top drive arm up so the 2 3/4 inch diameter crush tubes can be fitted between the drive arms and secured in place with the 1/2 inch by 5.5 inch UNC bolts, flat washers and nylock nuts. Note that the 3/4 inch diameter hole in the end on the drive arm is not used on the manual bender.
Lift him up. Slide the bolt, crush tube in there. Same with the other one. Nuts and flat washers on the bottom. fairly tight. Then you just want to check the alignment of the arms. You want to hold it up a little bit so it fits snugly between the main frame plate. Hold that level. Tighten those up, and they can swing back into there nicely without hitting on anything like that. Also, when you just hold this end up, that pin should be able to slide in and out nice and freely. With the end hole that was mentioned in the instructions, this is for if you have the air hydraulic option. That's where the ram attaches onto there. But for the manual version, the ratchet just operates off the crush tube on the end bolt. Step 9.
Bolt the degree ring to the underside of the main frame with the M8 by 35 Allen bolts, flat washers and nylock nuts.
So in the main frame, the bottom plate, there is 2 holes, which accept the degree ring bolts. So the degree's got etching all the way up to 180 degrees on there. Nice and deep so it doesn't wear off. And that's what you align your pointer to when you put your die set on, which we'll show you later on. Okay, so that's pretty much the Model 2 manual bender assembled. It's basically now ready for your die set to be inserted, which we'll show you later. Just before we do go, there's 2 pins left over, and they are your drive pins, which there's a 3/4 one, which if you get a little die set, matches the 3/4 die drive pin hole there, and then you've got a 7/8 one, which suits the larger holes. So you only use one of those at once to suit what die set you get. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks very much for purchasing a Speedwerx product, Australian made, right here in Picton. Thanks very much.